Joining us now, the head coach of Southern Miss, Todd Monken. First of all, Todd, congratulations on an outstanding year.
Appreciate it, Ron.
I want to go back to this summer. You and your staff were coming back from a summer camp. You were on I-20 outside of Jackson, Mississippi. You made a very prophetic statement to your staff. Relay that story for us.
Well, I really thought after the offseason we'd had, and I thought we'd be good enough. And, you know, part of it was I thought we'd be good enough. Another part was how neat it would be for the last game of the year. I thought Louisiana Tech was going to be really good. And I knew that if we were going to win the division, it would have to take place there on the road. And so I just thought, I said, you know, I see ourselves coming back right here after beating Louisiana Tech and winning the West. And it, you know, sometimes you say those things and they don't happen. It just, I really believe we'd be good enough, and I thought we could go over there and win.
Todd, when did you get a sense that this team was going to be very, very special? Because I remember after you lost to Mississippi State, you were not down. You knew this team had certain steps you had to take to be good, and I got the sense even then you knew how good this team was going to be.
Well, it started in the offseason. I thought we had a great offseason, the hiring of Zach Woodfin, our new strength coach, and then we had fewer offseason issues than we've ever had. I just liked our guys. We had very few, you know, guys complaining. You know, they said spot the ball. There wasn't, why are we doing this? Why are we on the field this long? There was nothing to do with that. It was just, how are we going to figure it out? That was the start of it. And then still, you know, Ron, if you play against each other, you don't know how good you are. But once we played at Mississippi State and early in the season, I started to see, you know, we're good enough. We really are good enough if we do the right things and we continue to improve and keep building. And we've done that. We've gotten better as a team as the year's gone on.
One of the things that really impressed me, I had the opportunity to go to a number of your Thursday and Friday practices. Every practice I was at was a teaching moment for you. You didn't let the little things slip. A guy would just casually drop a pass. You stopped practice, and you taught the young man that those little things were going to be big things in a game like this. Talk about how you stressed that to your squad this year.
Well, you know, on Thursdays we do a walkthrough, and then on Fridays it's really an opportunity to show your coaches what they can expect. That's always been the case, and it's a great opportunity to get it corrected. You know, we have maybe another walkthrough opportunity, but really this is it. This is where we've got to make sure that we're really dialed in, and I think that's what you're supposed to do. Is coaching is getting it corrected before you play the game. That's the real puzzle of it, is how do you get it corrected before you play.
Talk about your offense, because you went from 19 points a game to almost 42 points a game this season. You look at Nick Mullins and the way he has managed this offense, and then the 1-2 punch with Richard, Ito Smith at running back, and of course Mike Thomas at wide receiver. Talk about how this offense has got so much confidence right now.
Well, first we had so many guys returning. That was probably the biggest thing. We had everybody returning but one. So that just the continuity of it. And we were starting to get better last year, you know, after Middle Tennessee and then beating North Texas. And then Nick got hurt, and that really took away our sting a little bit. He was never the same. And we're just doing it better. We're doing it better around Nick. Nick's evolved, you know, as a player a year later. And then just schematically, we had to change some things. We went and recruited some tight ends. We knew that if we could run the ball, Ron, and keep Nick upright, we would be good enough to move the ball and score.
Now your defense, obviously number one in the conference in defense. And we had talked about the fact that you've added some players, and that's been the big difference. But something you've stressed this whole season, you told your players it only takes 1 degree to boil water. Talk about the guys that were that 1 degree that added to the strength of this defense.
Well, you know, we had a good nucleus of guys coming back. We lost some good players, but we had a really good nucleus of young players that have played the first 2 years we've been here. And then, you know, Brian Anderson, one of our linebackers, and Elijah Parker, they were first-year guys last year. We knew they were going to continue to get better. And then when you add in some of those other transfers, be it junior college or fifth-year guys, it just gave us more depth. Early in the season, we got banged up like we had the first 2 years. We just had more pieces, more guys that could come in. And that's probably been the biggest thing. And, you know, Zach Woodfin brought that approach that, you know, from 211 to 212, that's what makes water boil. What's going to make the 1 degree? How are we going to make a difference to change it over? And it starts with having enough talent, Ron. You've got to have enough players, but then after that, you know, how can we do it better? And we've added the depth, and we've done it better defensively. We've been more aggressive.
When we talked back in July, You talked about the keys to this season, and one of the keys, the top key, I think, was limit big plays. Well, you're playing a team right now that has a lot of big plays. They have a quarterback, doesn't get sacked a whole lot, second in the conference sacks against, but of course UTEP, they ran the ball mainly. But still, how do you get to a guy like Dowdy and also limit those big plays against them?
Well, it's hard because they're good up front, and being a six-year player, he knows where to go with the football. And even though he's not mobile per se, he does a good job in the pocket, and he knows where to get rid of the football when he's under duress. So that's probably a little bit like Nick, does a good job of knowing where to go with the football. That's what's so hard to sack him. Not that he's the mobile quarterback, but just in terms of his knowledge and where to go with the ball. And they've got really good skill guys at every position. They can hurt you, and it's going to be a real challenge for us.
Well, Todd, outstanding year. It's been fun to watch. Even more fun for me to watch how your team has progressed and the success you've had. Congratulations, my friend.
Appreciate it, Ron.